saw the falling sky reflected in your eyes. It was just around midnight with the moonlight barely feathering its way through the blinds. My mind once again had wandered into no man's land, and you took my hand and said, why always so bloody dramatic? And I reacted in my usual way. I said, I'm sorry, and our story has played out that way since the day we shot our opening scene. We've been caught swirling in a whirlwind of apology and comical tragedy, and nonetheless to have it all back to me, I sometimes find myself hitting rewind like a blind man taking himself back to the time before sight was all in the mind. We had periods of transition, and once just to try something different, we had an intermission. But somewhere between that and the third act, we coursed way off track. Me all about the drama, the wordplay and irony. You just trying to have a good time with me. But I don't do so well with simplicity, and consequently I've left the highway piled up with broken-hearted car wrecks. Life shaken in vain, also could maintain the same. It's complex. You said it's okay to be temporarily paralysed by the need to analyse. It's right to question but wrong if it's relentless with no demonstrable lessons learned. Unless your journey has earned you a certain adult countenance, it's senseless to endure a restless adolescence. And you may as well have just said, grow up. But you know I've always had a body that's outrun my mind, and as far as growing up goes, when it's not your time, it's not your time. And I'm armed with an arsenal of asinine lines spun by Sykes on the TV in the daytime, reminding us to be ever so kind to the child inside. So you didn't dare, but to be fair, despite all this, despite every slightly dislocated kiss we've shared, I always cared. And despite me once speaking double Dutch in a drunken clutch, describing us thus, to each other we hold an oxygen-like value. I seem to need you around like I'd die without you, and you keep me around like a breathing habit. Like you could expel me 1,000 times a day and not feel it. And despite that, you always left me wanting more, so the idea of an encore is a notion that to my own dismay I still toy with to this day. But if we're honest, both of us know we were only ever meant to be a fling at best. So I guess you were right, that night with the falling sky and the moonlight and the blinds, we should only ever have been pursuing a good time, and consign the rest, all the drama, the wordplay and irony, to the hungry annals of our history.
The sky. And do you remember the days before? You said you're sorry, said you're sorry. Well, I know. Go back to you, walk back to you.
Done.